exponential growth and decay. Okay. When we say exponential growth, that is say we have population such as humans, rodents, fruit flies, and bacteria whose supply of food is unlimited. So that it grows at a rate proportional to the size of your population. And then on the other hand, your exponential decay, we have your certain type of substances which decompose at a rate proportional to its amount at any instant. So example nung mga types of substances that decay ay yung mga radioactive natin na substance. Okay? So if your S represents the amount of a certain substance which follows the law of exponential change stated above. So we have your this grows or this decays at a rate proportional to the size of your population or to your amount at any instant. We now have ds over dt that's equal to ks. Okay? So if we have your exponential growth, okay, if we have exponential growth, exponential, if we have exponential growth, that is now d. Since we can talk on population, we talk about population, we can say p, dp over dt is equal to kp. And then while for your exponential decay, since this is regarding your substances which decay at a rate proportional to your substance, so we can say that is ds over dt is equal to ks. And then we also have another case which is your application in engineering economy. Okay, application in engineering economy, which is about the continuous, okay, continuous compound interest. We talk about money in this one, so we can say dp over dt is equal to kp. And then for exponential growth, since this is since your k must be less than 0, so therefore your k is negative for your exponential growth. This is decay, exponential decay, exponential decay. For growth, okay, for growth, your k is greater than 0. For decay, that is less than 0. And then for your compound interest, your k is represented as the rate or your interest rate. Okay, interest rate. So let's take your exponential growth dp over dt is equal to kp. So we can solve for p. Okay, we can solve for p using separation of variables lang. Separation of variables lang. We now have dp, o yung p ibaba mo dito, so we have dp over p. And then that's equal to, angat mo yung dt na to, angat mo dito, we now have k dt. Okay? Your k is a constant. So we have dp over p, that is ln of p, is equal to kt plus c. Okay? And then we apply exponential. So we have e raised to ln p. We applied that to the both sides of your equation. Okay? So we now have p is equal to e raised to kt, e raised to c. And then your e raised to c can be written as a single constant c. So we now have your p is equal to ce raised to kt. Okay? This is now our general solution. And then the same applies to these two differential equations. Okay, applying this to these two differential equations, we can derive also s is equal to ce raised to negative kt. Okay, and for the compound interest, continuous compound interest, we have p is equal to ce raised to kt. Or we can write your k. You can say that your k is the rate, right? Your ito, interest rate. So we can say CE raised to RT. Okay. Okay, so as you can see from here, okay, you have two constants. We have C and K. You have C and K. You have two constants. So since we have two constants, we have two arbitrary constants, we need to have we have to have two uh, two conditions. Two conditions to determine the values of your C and K. So ganun lang yung ating exponential growth and decay. So try tayo mag-solve ng examples on exponential growth and decay. Okay? So let's try example 3.1 on your modules. Okay? So the population of a certain community follows the law of exponential change. If the present population of the community is 144,000 and 10 years ago was 100,000, okay? When will the population double and be in 10 years, what will be the population of the community? Okay? So this follow your exponential change, your law on exponential change. So we now have population. We can let P as your population. So we can have dP over dt is equal to Kp. And then solving for your general solution, okay, we can obtain P is equal to Ce raised to Kt. Okay. So from here, we have two constants, C and K. From the given problem, from the question, we have now, if the present population of the community is 144,000. So this one, we have the first condition that your present population of your community is 144,000. And then we have the second condition that with 10 years ago, it was 100,000. Okay, how do we apply that? So first condition, at your population is equal to 144,000. This is at present. When we say present, that is at time t is equal to 0. Okay? And then we now substitute this to your general solution. Okay? To your general solution. Substitute lang natin. So we now have 144,000 is equal to Ce raised to k times your t, which is 0. Alam naman natin, we know that your e raised to 0, okay, is 1. This is equal to 1. Okay? Therefore, your C is equal to 144,000. We now have your value of C. So therefore, your GS will now become P is equal to 144,000, that's your C, E raised to KT. Okay? We have one arbitrary constant left, which is your K, or that is the rate of your growth, population growth. Okay? So to determine that, we use the second condition that, okay, at your population, that is 100,000. 100,000. Okay. We have P is equal to 100,000. Okay. We now have your T is equal to, okay, take note, this is 10 years ago. 10 years ago. So when we say 10 years ago, that is negative. Okay, negative 10. Okay. Unlike pag sinabi niya na, and in 10 years, okay, it will become 200,000. So that is your 200,000 P, and then your T is 10, positive 10. But in this case, we have 10 years ago. That is ago. So pag sinabing ago, di ba, ano na yan, nakalipas na. O, 10 taon ang makalipa. Ang ano, dito, ago. Basta yung Tagalog nun. Nawala ako sa Tagalog. So basta ago siya. So kaya nag-negative 10 tayo. Okay, and then applying that to this one, okay, we now have P is 200,000 is equal to 144,000 E raised to KT. Okay? So we now have, divide natin 144,000. So we now have 100,000 over 144,000 is equal to E raised to KT. Okay, when we divide 100,000 by 144,000, okay, that is now 25 over 36. Okay, we have 25 over 36. That is e raised to kt. Okay, how can we solve for k? Apply tayo ng ln. Okay, ln naman. We apply your natural logarithm. Okay, we have ln of e raised to kt. Okay, so since we know e raised to ln e raised to kt, we now have we can now have simply we have kt. Okay, or your t is negative 10. Kalimutan ko i-substitute. Okay, this is negative 10. Sulat natin. Sige, parang kulang. Substitute natin yung negative 10. K times negative 10. Negative 10. Negative 10. Okay. So we have negative 10k is equal to ln of 25 over 36. Okay. We can now solve for k. How do we solve for k? Patay dito. We solve for k, okay? We now have ln of 25 over 36 divided by, okay, we have negative 10. Okay? What is your k? Okay, we round off to 4. Okay? So we round off to 4, that is 0.0365. Okay? This is now your k. And then, your equation will now become p is equal to 144,000 e raised to 0.0365 t. Okay, this is now your equation. Okay, this is now your p at any time t. Your p at any time p. Time t. We can just substitute your t to determine your number, your population. Okay. And then letter A, di pa tayo tapos. Okay, letter A pa lang. When will the population double? Kailan dodoble ang population? Okay? So since the present population is 144,000, okay, we double this present population. So we now have here for letter A, your P is twice of your 144,000. That is 288,000. Okay, we need to determine the when. So we need to determine the time. When will this population is reached? Okay, kung kailan yan naabutin. So we now have P from the given. P, ito na solve natin kanina. P at any time T. So we have 288,000 is equal to 144,000 e raised to 0.0365 t. Okay. So we divide by 144,000. So we now have 288,000 over 144,000. Okay. That's equal to e raised to 0.0365 t. Okay. Simplifying this one, 288,000 divided by 144,000, that is 2. We have e raised to 0.0365 t. And then we apply natural logarithm, ln. Okay. So we now have ln of 2, okay, is equal to 0.0365 t. And then solving for t, okay, lipat tayo dito, that is now ln of 2 over 0.0365. Okay, solving on your calculator, that is the ln of 2 over 0.0365. That is 18.99, or let's say, we have 18.99 or years, or we can approximate this, or approximately equal to 19 years. Okay? So that is for letter A. Simple lang ang ating exponential growth problems. Kasi ang ina-apply natin dito is separation of variables. And then in 10 years, okay? Next question, in 10 years, what will be the population of the community? Okay? So in 10 years, what is your P? Okay? From this, again, from your P at any time T. Okay? We have your P is equal to 144,000 e raised to your constant 0.0365 times your T. So we have on this part of the problem, that is your we are asked your T is equal to 10. What's the population? So we have 10. Okay. And then solving that one using your calculator. Calculator lang ulit. So we have 144,000 e raised to 0.0365 times 10. Okay, that is 207,434. So this is the population, okay, when your time is 10 years. Example 3.2 tayo. On example 3.2, okay, radium. Okay, so radium decomposes at a rate proportional to the amount present. So this follows your law of exponential growth. In this case, decay. Okay, in 100 years, 100 milligrams of radium decompose to 96 milligrams. And the question, letter A, how many milligrams will be left after 100 years? And B, what is the half-life? Or that is the time required to decompose half of the initial amount of radium. Okay? So from the discussion earlier, okay, this is exponential decay. Exponential decay, that is ds over dt is equal to ks, negative ks. And then solving this differential equation, okay, we can now have that is that is now s is equal to ce raised to negative kt. Okay, and then after that, we need to have two conditions. Okay, first, okay, so we have in here, in 100 years, okay, your 100 milligrams of radium decomposed to 96 milligrams. Okay, ano sabihin nito? What does this mean? Okay, so in 100 years, okay, after 100 years, your 100 milligrams of radium, okay, becomes 96 milligrams na lang. So nabawasan ng 4 milligrams in 100 years. Okay, so we now have the condition, okay, so at your time is 0, okay, at your initial, okay, your amount at initial, we have 100 milligrams. Okay. Then the another one is that your time is 100 years. We now have your S, so that becomes 96 milligrams. Okay. So we apply these two boundary conditions to your general solution. This one. First, in this one, your S is 100. Okay. That is now C, e raised to negative k, your t is 0. Okay? And then since we now have your, as you can recall, your e raised to 0 is 1. Okay? We now have your c is equal to 100. So therefore, this becomes p is equal to 100 e raised to negative k times your t. Okay? And then, from this condition, t is equal to 100 when S is 96 milligrams, okay? We now have your P, that is S. You're talking about your substance. Okay, so we now have 96 is equal now to 100 e raised to negative k times your time, 100. Okay, we now have 96 over 100. That's equal to e raised to negative 100k. Okay. And then we apply ln to both sides of this equation. Okay. so that we now have ln of 96 over 100 is equal to negative 100k. And then solving for k, okay, solving for k, that is an ln of 96 over 100 divided by negative 100. Okay, that is now, okay, solving that k, that is equal to, we have k is equal to negative 4.0822 times 10, and teka, wait, that is 96 over 100 over negative 100, that is positive. Okay, we have positive 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 4. Okay, this is your k. So we now have your s, that's equal now to 100 e raised to negative 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 4t. Okay, this is now your s. Okay, this is your s at any time t. Okay, first question natin is that, okay, how many milligrams will be left after another 100 years? Okay, so after another 100 years, okay, that is, we have your, okay, in 100 years, blah, 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 okay, and then after another 100 years, so we add these two. So 100 plus 100, that is 200, okay? So S is 200, that is T. Your time is 200 years. So we need to determine your S, okay? Okay, what is the amount? How many milligrams? Okay. Applying this formula S at any time T, we now have, substitute lang natin, S is equal to 100 e raised to negative 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 4t. Okay. Your T is now 200. Okay. Oh, calculate sa calculator. Okay, by using calculator, that is 92.16 milligrams. Okay, so after another 100 years, your 94 will become 92. 96 pala. Your 96 will become 92.16 milligrams. Okay, this is our answer for letter A. And then for letter B, okay, for letter B, okay, what is the half-life? Okay, when we say half-life, okay, that is the time required to decompose half of the initial amount of radium. Okay, so we determine half-life, that is, we have your half of the amount. Okay, so we use half of your S. So initially you have 100 milligrams. So the one half of that is 50. O kalahati, 50 milligrams lang. So we need to determine the time. So this time is your half-life. Okay? Yan ang half-life mo. That is nasasabi. So we now have the formula S is equal to, okay, yung kanina, to, yan. Okay? So we substitute your S, which is 50. Okay, 50 is equal to 100 e raised to negative 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 40. Okay. And then we now have, okay, 50 over 100 is equal to e raised to negative 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 4t. Applying ln to both sides, okay? Apply tayo ng ln. We now have ln, this is ln, waiting 1/2. ln of 1/2 equal to negative 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 4t. And then your t now is, solve tayo ng t. Bring down negative 4.0822 times 10 raised to negative 4. That is now equal to 1,697 0.97 years. Okay. So this is your half-life of your radium.